Alright, welcome back. It is episode 3 of Feed the Beast with the Average Gamer Guy. In this episode, we're going to the Nether. Should be fun. So the first thing we're going to do is make some books. So that is 1 piece of leather and 3 pieces of paper. Paper comes from the sugarcane, obviously, just like vanilla. And I get a book. And I get a second book. And those are important, because we're going to be using a little bit of a fun little mod called Mistcraft. Mistcraft is neat. I need some book stands. Those are a plank of wood with 2 sticks. Let's use jumper wood. And I need 2, so let's go ahead and put one there. And stick. Oop. Would help if it was actually wood planks. Stick, plank, 2 book stands. Alright. Now, that's important because I'm going to stand right here. I'm going to take this book, put it in there, and it's going to turn into a linking book. Now, wherever I turn this into a linking book, it is linked to that specific spot. So when I pick this up, that book is now linked to right where I am standing, right here. So, what that's going to let me do is go to the Nether, run around wherever I want, and then when I find somewhere to be, I can plop that down in a book stand, click it, and come right back to here. And I have another book in my inventory because I can go to the Nether and do the same thing there, and put a book here, and then I can come back here and instantly just go right back to wherever I want to be in the Nether, turn around, go from here back to the Nether, from the Nether here, from here to the Nether, back and forth. So this is exciting. Let's see what we get. Always interesting to see a new Nether spawn. Will it be good, or will it be terrible? Will it ever load? Always longer the first time, and it's got to try and generate the world. Okay, somewhat protected. I like that. Oh, you will see that your map icons from the overworld will bleed through. So, that sucks, but there it is. You may be wondering, what is all this stuff in Nether? If you've never played Feed the Beast or some of these other mods, that is Nether ore. That is like Nether coal, and you can get twice as much coal from it as you could from a normal coal block in the overworld, but that ore belongs to the pigmen. And if you take it, they will be cross with you. If they're close enough and they know that you took it, they will attack you. So keep that in mind. It's really a great way to get some ores, and there are some that are only available in the Nether, but it's also quite dangerous, so just keep that in mind. Oh, I see some glowstone. Good. I got 3 glowstone. Well, beggars can't be choosers. Some mushrooms. And we have an opening. And we have a lake of lava, which is precisely what I wanted to see. I would have liked to have not been suspended over it, but I did want to see the lake of lava. That is an important thing to find. Let's see. I'm just trying to see whether or not... So if I go over that way, I should be able to get down. Alright, so let's see here. If I go... about here. Where does that get me? Okay. And then let's say I do this. That gets me right out here. And then we'll just throw a couple torches on there so I can find my way back. And fire bat. I don't like fire bats. Okay. That lava lake is good. We'll be able to take advantage of that when we get our magmatics and thermal engines, and I will probably pump that stuff back to the overworld and It'll be good. Nope. Alright. Well, we needed some soul sand anyway. Always good to get the Nether resources when you can. You know, I'm a little light on armor for any kind of beefy stay here. There's a lot that needs soul sand, so grab some of that, and then what? I think we're going to end up building a little base, a little house. Okay, that should be enough sand. Stick that there. So I usually use torches so I can just find guideposts to guide my way back. I'm sure many of you who've played for a while have different ways of doing that. Well, that was productive. Guess I don't need that torch. There's nothing down here except ores, which eventually I'll probably come back and get when I'm a little more well protected from the dangers of the evil zombie pigment, or when I want to use the soul shards mod and kill enough of them that I can make a spawner and use it to get gold. Who knows? For now, we're going to be doing this. Alright. Ooh, nice, big, open, flat, somewhat close to the lava lake. No glowstone to speak of, but yeah, I think we're going to build a little house right here. So, I'll be back when I have a house built. Okay, so I got part of a house built, and then I ran out of stone. So what we're going to do is go ahead and throw down a book stand, take a linking book, turn it into a linking book for the Nether. There's my linking book for the overworld. Take the overworld book, put it on the book stand. Oh, I don't like how that clips in there. I might move that later. Right click on it, click in the window, takes me right back there. Then I find a home for my Nether book. Maybe over here. Take a book stand, pop that down, the Nether, and then I can click on that and go right back. Pretty handy. So, let me grab some more cobble. When I get that thing built, I will be back. Alright, and we're back and we're ready to make some stuff. So, went ahead and made all the things I need to make some magmatic engines. So we've got our invar gears, we've got our pistons, we've got a redstone transmission coil. Just to review, the invar gear is an iron surrounded by invar, not an iron or a stone gear, but just a straight up iron ingot surrounded by invar. I always forget that the first time I have to make these in a new world, and I end up sort of being confused. Redstone transmission coil, since it's transmission instead of reception. Reception is with gold, transmission is silver, and then the two redstone. Everything else is pretty standard. The invar, I don't know if we actually went over invar. I used invar blend, but not that. Maybe I used an invar dust. Yeah, there we go. Nickel or ferrous metal, and then 2 iron in the pulverized or dust form. I believe you can also use an induction smelter, which I have not built yet, and just take the ingots and it will smelt them together into invar. But I don't have one of those, so I went ahead and used that. Now, if you, if like me, you have this setup, let me turn this off real quick. If you have that setup, you'll end up with no dusts because it smelts everything. But if you just take nickel and put it back in the pulverizer, and you can either, you just tell it to stop outputting, it will pulverize that nickel back into ferrous. So that's helpful. Now, how are these guys doing? Yeah, they're doing pretty good. Okay. Like I said, this takes a while. That's why we did this early. I don't need this stuff yet, but it takes a while for it to chug through these things. And we're about halfway, and we're not even halfway to filling up this tank. So started it early because I'm going to need it. So, alright. We know how to make all of those. We're going to make 8 of these. There we go. We don't really need 8 yet, but I had all the stuff, and it was the most efficient way to do it. So I figured, if I'm already going through the trouble of getting all that Invar, I might as well go ahead and make it for what I'm going to need in the not too distant future, so I don't have to go back and do all this again. Alright. Now, the other issue is I went and grabbed some more wood. So I got a couple stacks of wood, and we have wood planks, so I can get 4 wood planks from those by putting them in a crafting table, just like always. Or I can make this thing, the sawmill, which is another thermal expansion machine, and it will get me 6 wood planks. So I'll get an extra 2. And that starts to add up, and I also get some compressed sawdust, which you can then smelt. Do you smelt it? No, you combine it on a crafting table to get some blocks of it, or bricks of it, which essentially work like charcoal. Okay, so how do you make a sawmill? Oh, excuse me for a second. Ah, alright, I'm back. A little bit of a sneeze that I figured you didn't really want to have to listen to. Alright, how do you make a sawmill? First, you make another machine frame, like we made before, a gold, 4 iron, 4 glass. A redstone reception coil, which is the redstone with gold in the middle, any kind of plank, some copper, and an iron axe. Easy enough, we make the sawmill. Now, if you saw, I already have a chest sitting over here that you may have said, why is that there? Because I'm going to plop the sawmill right here. And now I'm going to configure it to output. Oh, I'm going to turn off all these others for now. Although this I'll turn blue, and then I want the output there. So we'll output straight to this chest. I probably need to build another hopper for it. Let's see how you do that. Hopper. I need a chest and a stone gear and some iron. I think I have... Oop. There we go. I have some wooden gear there, and I have some iron. So, alright. Drop that down, drop that down. It would help if I did not make an iron and made a stone. There's a stone gear. And what do I need? I need, yeah, stone and iron. And I need a chest. I made extra pistons. Lots of stuff use pistons. So I just went ahead and made some extras while I had them. I'm going to need them. I'm not going to miss the materials too much. So... just something to keep in mind sometimes when you're doing this stuff is, am I really, do I need to just go ahead and make a couple more? Sometimes it's helpful. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it is. Alright, so let me grab... I'm debating keeping some planks. Some stuff uses planks, so I think I'm going to keep some planks. I need to go and actually get more wood. That's definitely something that needs to happen. Now, you'll notice this thing has no energy. So we do need to flip these on a little bit here, just to sort of fill it up. And since these aren't doing anything, and they have full energy, all of the energy should be being sent to this. So it will soon start to receive quite a bit of energy, and it'll start chugging through that stuff. What's the deal? Oh, there they go. They're just warming up. Alright. So while they're going, we also made... when we go to the... So, here's the end goal, right? I have all of these magmatic engines. They run on lava. So that means, where do you get lava from? Well, you can get it and put it into cans with a liquid transposer in the Nether. And then bring the cans over and run the magmatic engines off of those. Which is probably something I might start with. I'm going to have to see how my resources go. But ultimately what you're going to do is, then I'm going to have lava. Well, the magmatic engines These are what I'm using now, and they have an output of about 1.6, 1.5. That's about their max. A magmatic engine has an output of 4. So one magmatic engine is approximately equal to all 3 of these. Now, these have a maximum input of 4, so each magmatic will run one of these machines. Hey, this thing's going. Now you can see. We're getting tons and tons of wood and this sawdust, which you can turn into compressed sawdust bricks and use as charcoal, which I'll probably throw in like my iron furnace or later my alloy furnace, that kind of stuff. Okay, so the magmatics are going to give me a lot of extra power, and then I'm going to go ahead and do what I think is sort of standard, and that is I have Greg Tech, so I'll go ahead and build a thermal generator to start using my EU. Now, I would have already had a generator at this point had I not found all of this kind of rubber that I can just smelt right into rubber. If I needed to use the sticky resin or the rubber tree from the jungle, like if I needed this to turn into rubber, I would have built an extractor, which requires EU. So I would have had a generator that runs on coal. Find those trees, and I have a ton more outside. So what I'll be doing is using that until I get the thermal generator up and running, which is also going to run on lava. And then I can get a... is it a magma crucible? I think it's a magma... Yeah, a magma crucible will turn blocks into lava, like netherrack. And it will produce enough lava to run 8 magmatic engines, which is why I have 8, plus have enough left over to run a thermal generator, 1. So that's pretty much what we're going to do. That's going to be our plan. But to do that, it all starts with... Oh, no, I was at the right thing. A pump, which you build from a mining well, which is just 6 iron, an iron gear, an iron pickaxe, and some redstone. And I have that right there. And tanks. Tanks are just like chests, except you use glass. I haven't built the tank yet, but there you go. That makes a tank. It holds liquid. So, if we take the mining well and a tank, it turns into a pump, which is what we want. Now, you have to power a pump with an engine. The go-to standard engine for pumps are redstone engines, which are 2 wooden gears, a piston, some glass, and some wood planks. Somewhere I made glass. There it is. Now, where... Damn it. Alright. Put this there. Now, we have... Put this recipe in there. Ah! This is why I needed those wooden planks. Because we were running out. Which is why we needed the sawmill. That's usually how this sort of goes, is... As you're constructing something, you're like, man, I'm running low on this resource. Hey, I probably need to build that machine that makes that resource more readily available. Okay, so we're going to do 4 of these. There's 4 of those. And you'll notice I also went ahead and grabbed just a bunch of redstone torches, which are also necessary. So now I'm trying to debate, what I probably should go ahead and do is... So, the debate now is, do I go ahead and make the liquid transposer and just go ahead and put the cans in there and use those. It uses up the cans. Or I could just make, I don't know, 8 or 9 buckets. Well, I could also, let me see here. How hard is it to make? There's tanks, and there's also portable tanks. These hold 16 millibuckets, which is 16 buckets. These hold 8, or they hold 16,000. These hold 8,000. I believe those are the numbers that are correct. Well, obviously that one's 8,000. Hardened glass, lead, and obsidian in an induction smelter. I have the lead, and I did leave some of that You know, we could do that. I'm gonna need hardened glass anyway. Yeah, let me come back when I'm ready to go. Alright, so here we go. There's my recipe for an induction smelter. So I will go ahead and take the induction smelter, and then I'll see if I can find a place to stick this thing in my teeny tiny insufficient power area here. Yikes. I guess what I can do is... let's see, where are my tubes? There we go. Let me grab a golden transport pipe and turn it into a golden conductive pipe and see if I can stick this thing right there. You know, that's not really what I wanted. Give me that back. I want to stick you right there. Stick you on top of it. And you're filling it. That's good. So we're going to turn that off. We're going to turn that off. Turn this off. And this guy off. And this off. So that his outputs and inputs are controlled only by me. Now, he's pretty cool. When you smelt, you can smelt dust in him if you have a steady supply of sand. And that will also sometimes give you slag, which you can use in other things to speed things up very, very much. But, you know, I don't know. I prefer the pulverizer myself because I don't have a super easy supply of sand. So what we're going to do is put the obsidian and the lead in there, and that is going to smelt us some hardened glass. 2 and 4. That's what we need, so I'll let the rest of that run. Now I need a... rather than backspace, right-click just clears that out. If you right-click in the bar. Portable tank. And that is a tin in the middle, which I'm pretty sure I don't have sitting in any of my... What is this? That's also tin. I wonder why those are... Those are separate because that is tin 30,247, and this is tin ingot 52,000 or 5,276:4. So they have different IDs in Forge, the Forge database, so they're not combinable. There are a couple of different items that will let you sort of say, nope, turn this tin into this tin or this tin into that tin. I'm not using those items, so. But either one will work, so it knows that that's tin and that makes the recipe. It knows that that's tin and that makes the recipe. So even though they won't combine, the crafting tables know those are the same, that both will work. So that's kind of cool, I think. And if it didn't work that way, that'd be a big bummer. So now, I don't like this whole manual situation that I'm getting into as far as how I'm going to be filling these engines, but that's sort of the way it works. I realize I have no helmet, and if I'm going into the Nether, I should probably have a helmet, especially if I'm going to be constructing a platform area. Alright, so I'm in my crappy house that has nothing in it. And I think what we're going to do... I'm just coming out here to make sure that what I think is correct. Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is put that fire out. I think I'm going to go ahead and do this. Just to give myself a little peace of mind. And then, let's see. Yeah. Maybe right here-ish. Just go ahead and do that so I know where I am. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, yeah. There. And now comes the fun part of how long can I build this without a gas. So what I'm going to do is build a little walkway platform out over this lava lake so that I can then pump down into it, and I'll build a little walkway out and a little structure over all of that, and then I'll be back when that's done. Alright, so I've made a little tiny room out here and a long hallway out to it from my main little area I did there. And then I knocked a hole, and it does indeed go straight down into the lava. I'm not sure that this little room is large enough, but we're going to see. So the first thing I want to do is go ahead and throw down my pump, like so. And now I need to power it. So what we're going to do is go 1, 2, 3. So I can pump from the side or I can pump from the top. For safety or for ease, I'm going to pump from the side. So I'll have a wooden transport pipe here and a tank here. Wait. You know what? I think it'll pump directly into a tank. We're about to find out. 2 and 3. I guess it's going to be 3 tall. Did not plan for that when I built the room. Alright, these are redstone engines. They just need a redstone signal to start pumping. You can do that with 2. And it should, what's happening now is the redstone engines take a bit to get warmed up. They're the lowest tier engine, but they only require a redstone. They don't require any other source of fuel, so that's handy for them. And eventually, each time this thing reaches the end, that's 1 EU that it produces. So this will be 4 EU, and as they get going, they get a little faster, but they don't jam up, they don't overheat, they just keep going. And that's why they're ideal for a situation like this, because hopefully in the very short near future, we're going to have a tesseract in here, which is going to instantly transport the lava that this thing pumps up through the other end of the tesseract, which will be somewhere in my base. And all of this will be what's called chunk loaded, which means it will always be on whether I'm here or not. Because the way Minecraft works, while I'm here, the stuff back at my base is turned off. It doesn't exist. It's not loaded into the program. It's just not running. None of those machines are running. None of those monsters are moving. Nothing's happening back there because it's not loaded. So a chunk loader forces those to be loaded. Now, this sent a pipe from it all the way down into the lava, and then when it gets to the lava, it's now pumping lava up and into these tanks. And we're going to let that get filled up for a while, and then we're going to take our portable tank and not be able to place it correctly to get filled. That's what we're going to do. Because I spilled my redstone engine. Alright. Looks like I'm going to need that redstone, or the wooden pipe anyway. So let me go get that and set up so that I can actually get my lava out of there, and I will come back when it's got enough to transport in and I've got the materials to get it. Alright, and we're back. So, alright, this is going good. This is going good. So I made some liquiducts, which are liquiducts, a hardened glass, which we just made, 2 copper, 4 liquiducts. So liquiducts are pretty cool. What's going to happen is I'm going to attach this right there. No, I'm not. The problem with that is, so this is inputting to both of those. So I need to hit it with a wrench to get it to output. But if I hit this with a wrench, it's outputting from both, because a single block can only be input or output. You can't have both on either end. So I need to shift right-click to break the liquiduct, and I probably need to actually put the liquiduct up there and then bring it down. Well, that's not going to work. No. So I guess what I'm going to need to do is one of those. But then that's not going to connect. So I'll maybe like that, and then it's a good thing I got 4 of them, or that it gives you 4, I should say. I didn't really make 4. And then this. That should work. Now, if I right-click, not shift, but just regular right-click on this, Now that's set to output, but you'll notice it's not flowing. Why? Liquid ducts need a redstone source. I'm going to use a redstone torch. You can use a lever. You can use whatever. When I plop this down, it should immediately start transporting that lava into the portable tank. Bam. Fills up. There it goes. Now, liquid duct is interesting. Now that this is full of lava, if I were to place another liquid duct right here, it would not connect to this. It will not connect. Empty liquid duct will only connect to empty liquid duct. So that's something to keep in mind. Now that that is there, shift right click lets me pick up my portable tank full of lava. Very cool. Very cool. So I've now got 8 buckets of lava walking around. Now, what I need to do is dump off my torches. You know what? I'm going to put my torches in one of these because they're used in some stuff. I'm going to need some more. I made all this wood. I should probably use some of it. And actually, let me grab this. So, real quick, let me show you. Let's see, is it 4? 6? All of it? Not here? I never remember. Compressed sawdust. Oh, it's like a chest. There we go. So I'm going to make all of that I can. And then we will come over here, steal this back, put this there. And then that saves us the trouble. I'm going to go kill this annoying zombie. You see he's a red-eyed zombie. They're a little fiercer, but they're from Thalmacraft, and they drop a brain, which you can use in research, so that's kind of nifty. There, with that, goes away. Delete, was I just throwing netherrack up there? Okay, so now I just need to set up a room where I can have my magmatic engines running and providing power for all of this, and I think it's probably just going to be just under here for now. So let me do that, and then I will come back. We're getting close to the end. But let's set up this engine room first. Okay, to place the little engines, I have to, unfortunately, rotate them because they did not turn out quite like I wanted. But to do that, I'm going to need some bronze. So let me make some bronze. That is 1 tin and 3 copper. And then we're going to be making this wrench. So you take the bronze, put it in the various wrench form. All of these different mods sort of have their own little tool on rotating stuff. And apparently, this wrench doesn't cut it. Well, not quite sure why that won't rotate. Alright, let me try and figure that out. Right, so I made the wrong wrench. If you notice, over here, these are all different wrenches, and the prototype Omni wrench is different, and the multi-tool is a little bit different. But the rest of these are all different wrenches that all do different things. And I had the wrong one. I actually didn't even need a wrench. I needed a crescent hammer, which just is really another wrench. But that is a silver and then 3 iron, and that gets you the crescent hammer, which is Thermal Expansion's version of a wrench. Mine Factory Reloaded uses a precision sledgehammer. There's another one that uses a screwdriver, but they all have something that rotates their blocks. And this isn't rotating it. What the heck? This is the specific one. Or it's... Huh. Why are you not rotating? That... Excuse me. And then we get it so that it won't do it. Why not? But if I put that there, it works fine. If I do that... No. No. You know, I've run into this before. And for the life of me, I cannot remember why it was that I finally figured out that it was doing that. But I know how to solve it. That's right. Okay, so I should just be able to do this, I think. Like if I'm down here and I place it facing that, it will still Oh, now it'll go back and forth, but it won't. It does not like this gold conductive pipe. Okay. I don't really want to waste space. Well, let me figure out what it is that I want to do here, and I'll be back. Okay, so we've got a little setup going here. I don't know why they didn't flip over, but I'm not even going to keep these conduits for very long. So there's not a lot of investment there, and rather than just fight it, hopefully soon I'm going to turn those into redstone energy conduits, and then it won't even matter. So I was just, whatever, just space them out, that's fine. I don't know what was going on, that's weird. So I've got this little setup, and I ferried back and forth, and I filled up 3 because there's nowhere for this energy to go yet. So I don't really need, like, a ton of these all running and powering stuff, especially since this is still just manually moving things back and forth. I did throw down one of those tracks and a chest just to hold a bucket down here, because I'm not using them anywhere else, and that was convenient and easy. So I think that's probably a good wrapping up point. We've got some additional power now. I can really run these things. I need to do a bit more mining because I am dangerously low on copper. I have less than a stack of copper left. And for where we're going next, and in the future, we're gonna need some copper. But we've got the possibility to have lots of energy. I think it might be time to build a vat box and a thermal generator or some sort of generator like that. And get some EU power going. I need to mine some more. I need to explore the Nether some more and get some Nether wart. Alright, so real quick, before we quite get wrapped up, I'm going to throw down a couple of... let's put these down first. So there are these crops, and you make them with... get the crafting window out here. Let's see. So stick, 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 stick. That's the recipe for those. Let me show it to you there. Stick, 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 stick. And that gets you 2. So I went ahead and grabbed a couple of those. And when you put these down, what they're going to do is if I put a flower there and there, and a different flower here and here, there is a chance that in between here, there will be a new plant that will grow. So we'll see. And there are a whole bunch of factors, and I could get into a bunch of them now, but I will sort of hold off on that. This is not really the best place to do this. Way up there would be the best. The higher, the better. But I have some space because I don't necessarily need to use all of this stuff. I have a decent stockpile of food now, so I can back off. So this is more of just a, hey, let's throw it down and see what happens kind of deal. So if something does end up happening here, I'll show you. Otherwise, this is something we might get into later. You can breed plants that grow redstone wheat, where you get a wheat and a redstone. You can get plants that grow iron. You can get a plant that grows gold. But I mean, they grow dust, and then you combine the dust to make... they make tiny piles of dust. And you can combine those, and you can make regular piles of dust, which you can smelt into ingots, which is really cool. It's not the most efficient thing to do, really, in Feed the Beast anymore. There was a time when this was pretty revolutionary, and it was a great source of extra resources. It's still a cool idea, but now there's just easier ways to do it. So I don't know how into that we will get, but there it is. We'll see if something happens. If it does, I'll go ahead and show it to you. Otherwise, I think that's going to do it for this episode. This is the Average Gamer Guy, and have a good day!